You're listening to the Healthy in Real Life podcast, episode number 193. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. This is Gina, creator of the Fitnessista blog and brand. I'm so glad that you're here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get started, I have a quick favor to ask you. If you wouldn't mind pressing pause wherever you're listening today and just leave that 5-star review, it would mean the world to me. It really helps with the visibility of the show. It helps me to continue to book these incredible guests each week, and I really appreciate your help just spreading the word. So if you wouldn't mind leaving that 5-star review if you're enjoying the podcast, and then head to fitnessista.com/podcast review. So fitnessista.com/podcast review. And I'll send you a copy of my bar blast workout for free. Just a little thank you from me to you. So before we head into today's episode, I wanted to tell you guys about Higher Dose. So if you haven't tried their products yet, you are missing out. They are some of my all-time favorite at-home biohacking products. I use stuff from them every single day. I'm obsessed with their sauna blanket. It feels so good, warm and toasty. It's low EMF. You'll get an amazing sweat. I feel like it really helps my skin. I sleep like a baby after I use it. I also use and love their PEMF Go Mat for meditation every day. It has a little bit of heat with it, and the frequencies help to mimic the Earth's natural frequencies. So it can be very energizing or very peaceful depending on what setting you use. I also love their red light cap. It looks like a cute baseball cap with red lights inside to help optimize hair growth and hair health. Their red light face mask, I use it every single day just while I'm doing things around the house to help with skin, elasticity, wrinkle prevention, healing. I feel really good after I use it too. They have so many things, and they just released a red light blanket that you can use to cover your entire body, or you can put it on the wall as a large red light panel. So that looks absolutely amazing. So definitely check it out. Head to their site. I've got a link in the show note, and you can enter the code Fitnessista15. So FITNESSISTA, the number 15, and that will get you 15% off site-wide, excluding the bundles and the full-size saunas. So everything else you can use it on. I also love like their dry brush. They have a serotonin soak. So many amazing things. So head to Higher Dose, enter the code Fitnessista15, and get your 15% off. So today's podcast episode is so powerful. I'm talking with Shelly Lefkoe, and she has so many great tips about how we can ditch limiting beliefs that are holding us back, and also these scenarios that we create in our minds that cause us to have extra anxiety, maybe procrastination, self-sabotage. So all of these things that might be holding us back from achieving our goals. So she has so many incredible tips for how to deal with that. And then you can also head to her website. It's linked in the show notes, and she can help you break these belief patterns. So she has an option where you can break one for free that she talks about in this episode as well. So she genuinely wants to help people, and she's sharing so much knowledge. So here's a little bit more about Shelly. She's a highly sought after speaker, coach, and author, co-founder of the Lefkoe Institute, where she has spent over 30 years helping people permanently eliminate the limiting beliefs that hold them back from success, happiness, and fulfillment. Through her transformative program, she's impacted hundreds of thousands of people worldwide, empowering them to break free from unconscious patterns and create lasting change in their lives. She's worked with entrepreneurs, business leaders, and parents, showing them how their beliefs shape their reality and guiding them through the Lefkoe belief process to unlock their full potential. She's been featured on podcasts, summits, and global stages, sharing her wisdom and insights on how to live a life free from fear and limitations. She's the author of the best-selling book, Hitting the Wall: Eliminate the Beliefs That Sabotage Your Business and Your Life. I loved talking with her. I could have talked to her for hours. I also felt like she called me out on some things that I was able to process and work through on the episode, which was really cool. So I hope that you'll join me with that. Oh, and I wanted to give a disclaimer here. This episode is not for kids. So this is your disclaimer. Children in the background, just pop in your headphones, listen to this on your own. Don't listen to this episode in the car. Listen to it by yourself. There's nothing inappropriate in this episode, but there is one section that is not kid friendly. So I'm just putting that out there right now. Like, put stars around it, little alert, put in your headphones. Don't listen to this one with your children. Just putting that out there. It is so powerful, so amazing. I hope you love it. Shelly is incredible, and I hope you enjoy. So, welcome to the show, Shelly.
Welcome to the Healthy in Real Life podcast, bite-sized tips for healthy living that you can implement right now. Join us weekly for interviews and real-life advice for creating the happiest and healthiest version of yourself. Here's your host, fitness expert, author, and mom of two, Gina Harney.
Hey, Shelly. Thanks so much for being on the podcast today.
Hi, Gina. It's so great to be with you.
Yes, it's so great to talk with you. Would you mind sharing more about yourself and what you do?
Sure. I'm Shelly, and I live in Northern California. I have two beautiful daughters, and what I do is I help people eliminate problems. And we're going to talk about health, of course, and fitness. But I work with people who have anything from procrastination to I can't stand up for myself to I get in crappy relationships and stay in them to I keep saying I'm going to work out and I don't. I keep saying I'm going to eat healthily and I don't. And instead of doing a lot of personal growth work for years and years and years, we help them quickly and permanently eliminate the beliefs that cause the problems so the problems go away and don't come back.
Okay, that's amazing. I'm sure everyone perked up right now when you said those things because I think we can relate to so many of those things. One of the things you mentioned is self-sabotage, and I feel like that is so common, especially among women. We just sabotage ourselves, and I think that as much as we'd like to change it, it's really hard. You can tell yourself, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore, but then you do, and it's just a pattern and a cycle. So how can you help them break that cycle?
Yeah. So we have, I'm going to make a couple of distinctions. So a belief is a statement about reality that we hold as the truth. Okay, that's what a belief is. A pattern is what we want to change. So the pattern is self-sabotage. The pattern is, all the things that I said, procrastination or, not being able to stand up for oneself. Those are patterns. And patterns are either behavioral or emotional, and I can observe them. So I can see you, a behavioral pattern is I can see you eating late at night desserts or sugar, or I can see you not exercising. So those are behavioral patterns. Emotional patterns are anxiety. So some of you may be stress eaters. So I can see you're looking kind of anxious, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're eating a piece of cake. So what there is to do is to get in touch with what those beliefs are, and I'll give you some ideas, and then eliminate them. And when you do, there's freedom that's indescribable. One of the things that is very common is worrying about what other people think of us. So if you have a belief, what makes me good enough is having other people think well of you, you're going to worry about it and you're not going to be able to be your authentic self. You're always going to be other focused. When I got rid of that belief, my life completely changed. I was able to focus on the people that I'm serving, focus on being in life, as opposed to having my attention on what does this one think and what does that one think. So with there's 5 very, very common beliefs. I have clients in every country around the world. I have clients in Uganda and one now in Saudi Arabia, and everybody has the same beliefs and the same issues. So it's pretty fascinating. But the 5 most common beliefs are I'm not good enough, I'm not important, mistakes and failures are bad. If I make a mistake or fail, I'll be rejected. And either what makes me good enough is having other people think well of me, or what makes me good enough are my achievements. So if you're self-sabotaging, if you have a belief, I'm not important, okay, are you going to be exercising and taking care of your body and eating well? No, because you don't believe you're important. And again, if you're listening and you're saying, oh, I don't have that belief, I'll ask you a question. What makes you important? If you said anything other than nothing, I just am, you have the belief. Because if you have to do something or be something in order to be important, you can't believe you're inherently important. So another belief would be what makes me important. We call this a survival strategy. So if you have a belief, I'm not good enough or I'm not important, that's not fun. So we have to hold it underwater, so we like a beach ball, so we don't have to look at it. So when we're adolescents, we form beliefs like if you get acknowledged for goals and A's, you're going to conclude what makes me good enough are achievements. So now, or what makes me important are achievements. So now I have to hold that beach ball underwater. So what, if I have the belief what makes me good enough are my achievements, how do you think I'm going to be spending my time?
Yeah. Just trying to do more.
Workaholic,
Mhm.
right? So as long as I'm working and achieving things, then I feel good enough. So I keep saying, I'm going to go to the gym tonight. I'm absolutely going to go to the gym after work. And then all of a sudden it's 7 o'clock and you're still working, right? I'm going to cook myself a good dinner tonight. And then at 7 o'clock, you're exhausted and you stop on the way home for fast food. So we sabotage ourselves because we have beliefs in the way of doing what we, and it's not your fault. You're not bad. You're not like people say, well, if you wanted it badly enough, you would do it. That's horribly not true. It's just, it's a horrible thing to say, and it isn't true. Sometimes you can lay in bed and cry, and you want so badly to take care of your health and do all the things that Gina tells you to do. I listened to this podcast. You should give it 5 stars. You get
Oh, yeah.
such great information, but what's in the way of you utilizing that information are these unconscious beliefs.
That's super interesting. Even everything you said right now, is like, I feel called out right now, just ducking down. But it is so true. And a lot of these things have just been ingrained in us since we were children. So, like, I read something recently saying that your brain doesn't know the difference between a thought or reality. And it's true. You can think of something and it can be very real, even though it didn't happen, especially with anxiety. Your brain is perceiving it as a real threat, even though it doesn't exist yet. But how do you get rid of that? How do you
Yeah.
break?
So the first thing I want to explain is how beliefs get formed. And I know that you have 2 kids, and parenting is my passion. I think we can break the chain of dysfunction by learning how to parent consciously. So we come into this world as little balls of consciousness, and we don't know if we're good enough or not. We don't know if we're important or not. We don't know if life is hard or easy. We don't know if money flows to us with abundance or it's scarce and hard to get. We don't know if eating healthily is important. We don't know. So what happens is every child alive in every country around the world, when I ask people, what do your children do when you walk in the house? They say 3 things. They run to me. What do they want? Affection, attention, and acknowledgement. Okay. Now, what is the one word question every little kid asks all day long? One word.
Why?
Why? Exactly. Exactly. And I always like to ask the podcast host because everybody says the same thing. Why? So it
What?
came from you, not me.
Mhm.
Why can't I live up to my parents' expectations? Why are
Mm,
they criticizing me? Why am I not getting attention? Why is my mother looking at her iPhone while I'm talking to her?
yes.
Well, I guess I'm not important. Well, I
Mm,
guess I'm not good enough. Why are mommy and daddy struggling? and they can't pay the bills and they're always crying about money. Oh, I see. Money is scarce and hard to get. Life is hard. And so we conclude these things very, very young. Now, I'm going to get to what we do about it in a minute. Why these beliefs stay with us through 10 years of therapy and every self-help program is because we think we saw our beliefs in the world. Okay. So when I say to somebody, I take them through the process and I say, did you ever see I'm not good enough? Every day of my life. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to eliminate a belief for free, because obviously I don't have enough time in 30 minutes to take you through the process, although I'd love to. And it's
Yeah.
not a tip thing, although I will give you a tip on how to get rid of negative emotions before we get off. But here's
Okay.
the thing, if you're watching, I'm holding up my water bottle. If you're listening, my water bottle is in my hands, okay? Does it have a color, shape, and location? Good,
Yes.
yes. Anything you could see, Gina, and everyone, anything you can see has a color, shape, and location. You cannot see, I'm not good enough. You can see your father criticizing you, your mother yelling at you. You could see your parents working all the time and not giving you attention. You can see the absence of something. You can see them struggling over money, but you can't see money is scarce and hard to get. Now, just like Santa Claus, you believe there's a Santa Claus. For 8 years, there is a Santa Claus. And one day you get, that's my father in a red costume. Oh, there's no Santa Claus. I made that up. In that moment, what happens to the belief in Santa Claus?
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, what we do is we determine the specific beliefs underlying specific problems. We eliminate them, and then the problem is gone. Here's why. It is impossible to not believe something you think you saw.
Mm.
So if I said to you all, oh, my friend Jean is a blonde, you'd say, no, she's not. I'd say, yeah, she's a blonde. Shelly, she's got dark hair. And I'd say, no, I couldn't convince you because you saw that Gina has dark hair. So as long as, it's interesting, my favorite population of people to work with are sexual abuse survivors, because you can't see I'm damaged goods or I'm worthless or I'm powerless,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And what happens to you doesn't screw you up.
Mm-hmm.
What you conclude about it does. So if you have a belief, um, I'll never amount to anything, or I'll never measure up, or I don't have what it takes, we're not going to find you at the gym. If you have a belief mistakes and failures are bad, you're not going to go out and do things that you're not sure you can do because you don't want to fail.
That's so powerful. I think that everyone will be able to resonate with what you just said because it's so true. And it's also such a hard pattern to break. Like you said, just when you have these ideas of what things when you have a perception of reality that may or may not be true. But if that's what you're thinking about every day, then in your life, it is true. And it's wild how it can impact everything. I saw a video recently and I loved it. And it was a girl talking about how every day she wakes up and she looks for signs that today's the best day of her life. And and she's like, it's so fun to see what the signs are. And it just gives me such a positive note for the entire day. And it's like, that's all your perception. Like you could have the exact same day, but because you were looking for a way to make it the best day of your life, it's a great day instead of focusing on the negative things.
Great. So I want to talk about that. That's wonderful. If you have a belief that, like I have a belief, I was blessed this lifetime. The universe loves me. I just believe that.
Mhm.
So I could do what this woman did, right? I could get up in the morning. But if you have a belief, I'll never get what I want. Okay. And I have clients who've had that belief. And I'm also going to give you a way to do this on your own. So you don't have to work with me. And I'll let you do it for free. So just keep that in mind. So if you, like a lot of people talk about affirmations. Now I want to show you something. So I'm holding my fist in front of me, right? And my fist is the belief I'm not good enough. That is the most common belief. Everybody has it. It's the first thing we work on, and it's the one I'm going to give you an opportunity to eliminate on your own. So I have this belief I'm not good enough, right? And it's a fist in front of me. Now I'm going to stand in front of the mirror going, I'm good enough. I'm good enough. I'm good enough. I'm good enough. You can't put something where something already exists. It doesn't work. And the only person who has to stand in front of the mirror and say, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, is somebody who believes what?
They're good enough.
No.
No.
If you believe I'm good enough, do you have
Mhm.
to stand in front of the mirror and do that?
No, that's true.
No, no. The only people who do that are people who believe I'm not good enough,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
you're reinforcing the belief every time you do that. And,
Yes.
and again, if you're listening and affirmations work for you, wonderful.
Yeah.
For most people, in my experience, they don't.
Yes,
And
that's
it's
true.
exhausting. It's exhausting to have to tap and do this and do that. If you just get rid of the belief, you have space to create anything new.
Mm.
And again, I want to go back to um, if you think somebody doesn't like you and they walk past you and they don't say hello, wouldn't you say to me, see, I told you she doesn't like me? You can't see she doesn't like me. You can only see her walk past you and not say hello. She doesn't like me is a thought in your head, which will take me to my tip. Well, let me hold that. If you have any other questions about beliefs, we'll do that, and then I'll give you a fun.
No, I think that's good. That's
Okay.
helpful. Everyone can see that because you have this perception of how you think things are when it may or may not be reality.
Yeah, and if you want to look at patterns, look at your life. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I'm gonna start tomorrow. I'm gonna start Monday. I'm gonna go to the gym on Monday. I'm gonna start my diet on Monday. And then Monday comes, and that's the self-sabotage. And it's so debilitating to keep doing that. But if you look at what must I believe that has me not do what I say I'm going to do? Because I tell other people I'm going to do something and I do it. It's just for myself, I don't. Again, I'm not important. I don't matter. I'm not going to succeed, right? Those are the beliefs that we have that keep us from having the lives that we want. It's not hard. I'm telling you, I tell people, give me 10 sessions, I'll give you your life. And I do. We've been doing this for over 35 years, and we don't have a bad word written about us on the internet. But I want to leave you with something usable, okay? So anytime you have a negative emotion, okay, I'm going to show you how to get rid of it. So if someone walks into a room, Gina, and you know them and they don't say hello to you, what might you automatically think?
That they're mad at me.
Good. Everybody listening, I want you to think about that, right? Somebody walks in, doesn't say hello to you. What do you automatically think? Whatever you said is meaning, okay? Where did that meaning come from?
Just a thought in your head, your brain.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. All meaning comes from your mind, inside your head.
Mhm.
So if meaning is inside your head, do events have inherent meaning?
No.
No. So my husband died. That was tragic. He was everything, and I miss him, but it doesn't mean I'll never be happy again, or I'll never love again, or I'm going to starve to death, which is a lot of the meanings I gave it when he died, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the secret. The meaning you give events cause all your emotions and feelings, period.
Mhm.
So all of your feelings come from the meaning you give events. So anytime you have a negative emotion, instead of running to the refrigerator, say, what just happened? My boss yelled at me. What meaning did I give it? She's going to fire me. What else could it mean? And come up with one other possible meaning. And then so meaning is what I know for sure, right?
Mhm.
Gina looked away. She's not interested. Well, it
Mhm.
could mean that, and it could mean somebody wanted her attention. But the fact that she looked away has no inherent meaning. We don't know anything for sure because it happened. So
Mhm.
if you use that, um, I'm going to go to the gym. And then all of a sudden you start to feel anxious. What happened? I said, I'm going to the gym. What meaning did you give it? People are going to look at me because I gained weight. What else could it mean? It could mean that people are busy working out and they don't even know you're there. But the fact that you gained weight has no inherent meaning. We don't know anything for sure because that happened.
Mm.
And if you use that, you will never again be a victim. Now, here's the thing. The meaning that you give events generally comes from our beliefs.
Mhm.
So if you believe dogs are dangerous and a dog comes into the room, you're going to give it the meaning he's going to bite me. If you believe dogs are playful and fun and a dog comes into the room, you'll give it the meaning you're going to have fun with this dog. So ultimately, you want to get rid of the beliefs that are driving the behaviors that you don't want.
Mm. Interesting. So it's almost like you're a narrator of the scene. Like you're just saying what is happening without tying emotion to what is actually happening. Is that
Without tying meaning.
meaning? Okay. Yes.
Meaning causes the emotion.
Yes.
So this happened. I wasn't invited into that pickleball game. I'm a pickleball fanatic.
I love pickleball too. It's so fun.
I know. I'm obsessed. Guys, if you want to get exercise and have fun, just go play pickleball.
Yes.
You'll never think about exercise again.
Yes. I love that.
Now you have to lift weights for your bones. It's very important to
Yes.
do that, but it is just fun. It's social. You use your mind, your body, you're moving, you could be outside in the sun. It's really, really good. But
Yes.
if you are at pickleball and somebody doesn't invite you into a game, in the past I would have gone, oh God, they don't think I'm good enough. That's my first meaning. And then I go, well, it could mean that. And it could mean that they just want to play with those people. And it could mean I'm not as good as them, but that
Yes.
doesn't mean anything either,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
events have no meaning. They may have consequences. So I'm
Mhm.
not negating the consequences, but they have
Yeah.
no meaning. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's really powerful. And I think so many people are going to be able to use that in their lives too. The second you start to get upset or triggered, ask yourself what actually happened and what meaning you're tying to the event. And then are you saying then to try to change it or just to try to give alternate meanings so that you're not so
Yes.
emotional about it?
If you give an alternate meaning,
Okay.
that's step one. If you get that the event has no inherent meaning, you don't know anything for sure because that just happened, the emotion will go away. It will
Oh,
be gone.
yes.
Now, it's going to keep coming back if you don't get rid of your beliefs. And
Mhm.
then you have to keep doing that, which you
Okay.
can do. It just gets exhausting.
Yeah, it takes long.
Easier to go eliminate beliefs. And we'll give you a way to do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're ready. How do we get rid
Okay.
of beliefs?
Okay. So if you go to at Shelly Lefkoe, Lef as in Frank, Koe,
Mhm.
on Instagram at Shelly Lefkoe, and you put in breakthrough 27, we will send you an opportunity to eliminate one of 3 beliefs for free, and will and then you can it will take you, if you want, to we have something called natural confidence, and you can eliminate 19 self-esteem beliefs for almost nothing, money, because we want people to be free. We are a legacy company. We are committed to people's well-being. And I will, if I could take you through the process and have you eliminate a belief, I would, but it's one belief. You want to
Okay.
get all the beliefs. And when you get rid of your self-esteem beliefs and you go, it's not true, those beliefs are really not true and they are gone, and you'll know why they're gone and that they will stay gone. Now I'm free to make choices, to be able to say, you know what? When you get rid of the belief, what makes me good enough is working hard or achieving things, then you can leave work and go work out. When you get rid of the belief, I'm not important, and all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, I am important. And this body is the only one I'm getting. And let me tell you, when you get to my age, to be able to play pickleball 7 days a week and
Mhm.
lift weights and be completely, I have endless energy because I took care of myself. I worked out my whole life. I eat healthily. I'm not neurotic. If I go to a restaurant, it doesn't have to be organic or whatever, but I live in Northern California.
Yes.
People are, you eat gluten? Like, if you guys lived here, oh my God, you eat sugar? Like, what?
Yes.
In
Yes,
Marin County, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's incredible. So they can head to that and they can get the step by step. Can children do this?
No, what I do with kids, and parenting is a whole nother conversation. So
Yeah.
I'll say really quickly, your job as a parent, listen, everybody with kids, please listen to this, is to facilitate your children to create positive beliefs about themselves and life. So when they walk away from you, stop and ask, what just happened? If I didn't like that, what they're walking away concluding, go back, clean it up. I have a parenting course that's
Mhm.
manual, right?
Okay.
How to keep your children from creating the beliefs that we all have that hurt, that stop us in
Yeah.
life, that limit us. You want to raise limitless children. So what you do with kids, I call nipping negative beliefs in the bud. So your kid comes home and says, everybody hates me. And you go, really? What happened? I wasn't invited to a party. Well, what else could it mean that you weren't invited to the party? Well, that she was only allowed a certain amount of kids, or I didn't invite her to my party, or, you know, but, and don't tell kids events have no meaning. They cannot get that. That's very abstract because they hear it as it has it's no big deal. And that's not what that means. It's a big deal that my husband died. It just doesn't mean anything. We don't know anything for sure. That's all that means. So with kids, play nipping negative beliefs in the bud and then just get them to get, well, if it could mean those other things, then it doesn't necessarily mean your meaning, right? We don't know anything for sure because you weren't invited to the party.
Okay, that's incredible. And just such a great skill for them to have growing up too, to look at what actually happened and think of alternate meanings for why it might have happened. So I love that. I love that. So you mentioned pickleball. The title of the podcast is Healthy in Real Life. What's something else that you do in your own routine to create a consistent, sustainable, healthy lifestyle for yourself?
Well, for me, having fun, being with friends is the funnest thing. Having healthy, functional relationships, working out, eating healthily, and being grateful. Now, for those of you who meditate, that's wonderful. But if you could get up every morning and think of 3 things that you're grateful for, and don't just think about them, actually feel the gratitude that you have because we are in crazy times right now. And some of us could get very, very sucked in to the rabbit hole. And if you want to get out of the rabbit hole, just close your eyes and say, what am I grateful for? And when I think about that I am healthy, that I can see, that I can hear, I am so grateful that I have a grandson that I adore and 2 healthy daughters who actually love me, which is a very good thing. So, you have food in the fridge, you have a roof over your head. I saw somebody on the way this morning who was homeless, and, my heart just breaks. And I was in such gratitude that for the life that I have. And I think that keeps you healthy. I just do.
Yes, I love that so much. I couldn't agree more. Just having that gratitude mindset, it impacts everything. It impacts your mood for your day, like your productivity, your focus for the day. It just gives you such a true purpose. And I think that community is so important too. So I love all of those. Where can everyone find you online?
Okay, so you could do the at Shelly Lefkoe on Instagram, or
Yes.
you can go to lefkoeinstitute.com and find out about all our courses and programs. And we train people, we train therapists to do this work, and they love it because it works. It's fast, it's powerful, and it's permanent.
Okay, amazing. So I'll include links to those in the show notes. You guys can find Shelly and connect with her and learn from her. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing all of these amazing tips with us, and also just for the work that you do. I think that you're incredible.
Thank you. And thank you for doing what you do to keep people healthy. That is.
Thanks for listening to the Healthy in Real Life podcast. For more info, check out Gina's blog at fitnessista.com.